If you're a successful woman and you keep attracting men who are emotionally unavailable, you're not unlucky, you're not too much, and you're not broken. You're just used to a pattern of attracting these kinds of men because you are successful. I know it sounds crazy, but in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how you can stop attracting emotionally unavailable men and how you can actually attract the kind of men that you want to commit to. The high value masculine type of men that you're always wondering, where are they and why won't they commit to me? So I'm going to show you some of your blind spots and I'm going to show you what actually repels the good guys and brings in the not so good guys. Quick context, I work in the matchmaking industry. I've been there for over a year. I've spoken to hundreds of men and women about what they're looking for in a partner. And so I know what these guys say behind closed doors to another guy because they're not going to really tell you what they're looking for a lot of the times. And so I can teach you all of those things. Plus, I know what girls, women, and successful women especially do that really sabotage their chances of attracting the kind of men that they want. Now, because you're a successful woman, you are an over functioner. You are a high achiever, which helps in business and your career, but actually really hurts you in your dating life because guess what? An over functioning woman in dating is going to attract an under functioning man in that same space. So I'm going to teach you how to not do that anymore. So let's actually define what an emotionally unavailable man is, what he looks like, and some of his behaviors. Now, there could be good emotionally unavailable men. Like they're attractive, they're kind, they're pleasant. All of those things can be true. However, there are three really clear tells to know if this guy is emotionally unavailable. He's inconsistent, he avoids clarity, and the relationship is always in this fog where you don't really know what's happening. They're not being decisive about the relationship. If you constantly feel like you're almost there with him, then he's probably emotionally unavailable. So here's the truth, okay? Because I'm an honest person. When I coach my clients, I do not sugarcoat anything. I'm kind, I'm empathetic, but at the same time, I'm going to tell it to you straight because most people are just going to tell you what you want to hear, and that's not me, okay? Men are not the problem. Your filter is the problem. So we're going to actually fix your filter. We're going to change your standards, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in 3 steps. So successful women such as yourself, they are overachievers. They're always striving to optimize, get better, fix the situation, and always handle problems. This might be really good when it comes to what you do at work, but it's actually horrible when it comes to dating. It actually makes you attract the exact kind of guy that you want because those kind of guys thrive on being with somebody that takes care of everything. And if you're taking care of everything, you're in your masculine energy. And if you're in your masculine energy, you're never going to feel really good in a relationship. So the simple framework I was alluding to is what I call the commitment filter. There's 3 steps to this: selection, pacing, and standards. So the first one is selection, right? This is the first glimpse you get at somebody and you're selecting a person that you think might be a good long-term partner. Most successful women that are not having a good dating experience, they're basing their selection on spark and not quite stability or compatibility. You're just waiting for your nervous system to tell you, oh, this is a good guy, but your nervous system is used to attracting the wrong kind of guys. So you can't always listen to your nervous system, not unless you're in the right state of mind. So there are 3 common types of dudes or archetypes that I've seen women get involved with that they're never really happy with. Okay. The first is the charmer. This is the guy that is going to love bomb you, who is going to give you a lot of affection, who's going to charm the hell out of you. You're going to think he's great, that he really likes you, and then he goes ghost, and then he comes back, and then he goes ghost. And that's not a committed, high value partner. That's someone who is just consuming you for his own enjoyment. Does that make sense? Number 2, which is probably very common, if not the most common type of this archetype, is the busy, important man. The guy that always says, oh, I'm really busy. I'm traveling. I'm working. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And you never quite feel like he is giving you the time. And it's always like you're trying to fit into his life versus you guys are trying to make it work together. This is very, very common. And this is a sign of a man that is not quite ready to be emotionally available with you yet. Maybe he's not ready to be in a relationship just yet, but he enjoys your company. He enjoys spending time with you, etc., etc. So with this kind of guy, there's no plan, there's no structure, there's no consistency, and you're always kind of guessing. You're always waiting for him to actually say, "All right, let's make this work." And number 3, my least favorite of the type of guys, because I would consider myself a masculine man. This kind of man I don't consider quite masculine. And it just really bugs me when I hear my clients have to go through relationships with these kind of guys. The wounded intellectual. This is a guy that's comfortable with describing his feelings, but actually isn't going anywhere. They're just in a loop. They're just talking about their feelings and their emotions all day long without actually coming to a conclusion. There's no planning, there's no commitment, there's no vision for the relationship. It's almost like they're in their feminine energy, which is like repulsive for a lot of women, but a lot of women get trapped in this because they think because he's talking about his feelings that there's progress being made, that he's emotionally available, but he's not. With this kind of guy, when he's talking about commitment, it gets very vague. There's no concreteness to his answers. Like, you don't really know what he's trying to say because he doesn't even know what he's trying to say. So here's the rule, okay? A masculine man who wants to commit to you is investing more and more over time, not less. He's becoming more consistent through time. Let's say in the beginning, you guys meet each other. He's a high value guy, you're a high value woman. You're probably talking to each other like a couple of times a week. You go on a date once a week and it gets deeper and deeper. By the fifth, sixth, seventh date, you're going to notice he's more consistent with his text messages, with his calling you, with his answering you, with the communication that you guys have, with the dates. You might go on 2 dates one week or 3 dates. So that's what you're looking for, not the opposite. If the effort on his part decreases after you guys are intimate, then he wasn't looking for commitment. He was just trying to consume. You were just another check on his checklist. So the move is this: stop choosing for intensity and start choosing for consistency. You're looking for consistency, and there are a lot of guys out there that are looking for that as well. Number two, pacing. You are actually rewarding inconsistency too early, where you shouldn't be rewarding it at all. So pacing is where successful women actually, not on purpose, but by accident, sabotage themselves. Because you're a competent individual and you're a high achiever, you're actually carrying the connection. You're the one that's second texting or double texting. You're the one that's trying to make plans. You're the one that's doing all the work, right? And that's not a high value woman in a relationship. That's just a managerial role that you're playing. And guys don't really like that. You think that you want to be doing that. You think that he wants that, but you just take him out of the equation. You want the man to be the leader in this sort of thing. You want him to say, okay, we're going to go out at this time, we're going to do this. And you think that if you don't do it, he won't do it. But if he won't do it, then he's not interested. So save your time. You're trying to communicate to him, you're trying to fix it, you're trying to make things work, but you're just actually pushing him away and you're making it harder for yourself. Unavailable men love this kind of person. If you're this kind of woman, they love it because they don't have to do anything. They just sit back and you're the one making the plans. You're the one carrying the relationship where they're just kind of sitting back and thinking about themselves. Okay, there are 3 rules with pacing. Rule number 1 is you're not auditioning here, right? If anything, both of you guys are auditioning for each other, but I don't want you to audition. I don't want you to be the one that's constantly making the plans. I want you to sometimes sit back and let him create plans and see if he's actually interested in you. If you're the only one creating momentum in the relationship, then you are dating yourself. You're not in a relationship with him. Number 2 is you're looking for consistency before access. Before you give access to yourself to him, you want to see that he is consistent with you. And when I say access, I don't just mean sex. I mean emotional intimacy. I mean girlfriend access. I mean the ability for you guys to talk on the phone, like sharing more details about you. You want to wait till he proves himself. And that's what pacing means. You don't want to give him everything you have and everything you are, especially if he's not doing the things that he needs to be doing to have you, right? One of my favorite things to say to my clients is be hard to access, but easy to be with. In the beginning, be difficult to let him access you, but once he passes your tests and you feel like this is a person that actually is committing to me, now you can just be easy to be with. You don't want to be difficult at that point because then he won't want to stay with you. And number 3, watch what happens after the first 2 dates. Most people, men especially, can perform for the first 2 dates. But after date 3 and 4, when people get a little bit more comfortable, you're going to see the real side of them. And what I want you to do is I want you to really watch and see what their behaviors look like. If you keep attracting men that need more time, you're just attracting men that aren't really that into you Because if he was really into you, he would secure the bag. He would, you know, ask you to be his girlfriend. Like the whole Beyonce song. If you liked it, then he would have put a ring on it, right? It's pretty much true. And number three is standards. This is the simplest, but probably the hardest to actually practice in real time. Successful women, ambitious women, professional women often have really high standards for themselves in their personal life, in their career, their money, their success, but they have really shitty standards when it comes to dating. You tolerate mixed signals because you don't want to scare him off. You're scared of starting over. You think that, oh, you've already invested so much time and you showed him what kind of good person you are. And if you do, then he is going to commit to you. A high caliber man does not get scared off by clarity. He loves it. He expects it from the people that he's close to. Only a man who wants low responsibility is scared off by clarity. And the good thing about this is you're filtering those guys out, okay? Here's an example of what you could say if you're on a first, second, or third date with a guy. You say, I'm looking for something intentional, a long term partner. And if you're not looking for that, it's totally cool. No hard feelings. When you say this, he's going to have to either step up to the plate or be like, oh, I appreciate you saying that, but I'm actually not looking for that. That's not aggressive. That's being an adult. So don't be afraid to say that. So realistically, by date 4 to 6, you need clarity in the relationship. Even earlier would be better, but by date 4 to 6, you need to know where the relationship is headed. Like, there shouldn't be any question. Like, there should be, I shouldn't ask you, like, okay, what's happening in the relationship? And you're like, yeah, we're just going to see where it goes. If he's saying that to you, he's not that serious about you. So stop wasting your time. He's probably talking to other girls, okay? What you want to do is you want to know by like the third or fourth date what his intention is with you, what your intention is with him, and what your intentions are together in a relationship. I'm not saying you need to demand commitment. I'm saying that you need to portray what your standards are to other people. And this could even be your friends. It doesn't even have to be a committed relationship with somebody. It could be like literally a friend of yours. Like you need to have standards for your relationships. And that comes from having standards with yourself, which you have in your career, but you just need to build it in your dating life, okay? So these are 4 things that a masculine man really, really likes and pretty much obsesses over: warmth, clarity, self respect, and a woman who doesn't chase, but a woman who attracts. Shameless plug, Always Attracting is my private community. If you want to learn these secrets on how to attract a high value man, click the link in the bio for a 7-day free trial. Anyways, most successful women that I've spoken to, including some of the clients that I've worked with, think they need to be more, think they need to be more impressive to attract this kind of guy. But in fact, you need to be less. You need to even stop doing as much. Take it easy. Just be yourself. Because if you're trying to always impress, you're kind of making guys think like, what's wrong with her? Why is she trying to do so much to attract me? Like it's almost chasing at that point. You just need to be more selective. You need to stop being in the energy of prove and perform, and you need to start being in the energy of choose and receive. You want to choose the kind of person that you want to spend your time with, and you want to receive the energy that it gives to you, because the masculine is the right? It's the force in the world. That's what masculine energy is. You go out and you conquer and you get a job and you get a raise and you ask for more. Whereas the feminine energy is more of the receiving, it's the leaning back. Just think of our sexual organs. Think about that. That's the analogy here. One is a receiver, one is a penetrator. In a relationship, you want to be the receiver. You don't want to penetrate. Okay. So if you want to apply this on your own, just use those principles in the framework that I taught you in the commitment filter, right? Selection, pacing, and standards. If you didn't understand it, go back and watch it again. And I want you to take notes. Like it's like really valuable information that I charge a lot of money for with my clients. If you actually apply these things, you will have a way better dating life in 2026. If you want my help and you want to work with me more closely, you got 2 options. You can either join my private community called Always Attracting, where I help women such as yourself work on these exact things and help you become a better dater, help you attract the kind of people, the kind of men that you actually want to commit to. And I'll be your mirror for the blind spots that you might have. And I'll tell you what you're doing wrong and I'll encourage you when you're doing something right. So you can do the group community. And if you want to work with me on a one-on-one mentorship capacity, I will help you with all these things and I will drastically improve your dating life so that these kind of guys are attracted to you and want to commit to you. you can send me the word mentorship on Instagram and I'll send you the application form if you want to sign up. And if you want to learn more about this sort of stuff, then subscribe to my page because I'll be dropping a new video every week to teach you how to become the high value woman that you've always wanted to be, especially when it comes to dating, relationships, and your self confidence. All right. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.